superior breed. Innocent. It's GFAM unit. GFAM not. It's GFAM unit. GFAM not. It's GFAM unit. Okay. Listen. Hear me out. You gon' have to wanna save yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You gotta love yourself to save yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you. You gotta love yourself to save yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you.
Captain Save a Ho.
You gon' have to love yourself to save yourself.
Save yourself.
Ain't nobody coming to save you.
Captain Save a Ho.
You gon' have to love yourself to save yourself. Save yourself. These hoes don't wanna be saved. Even if they did, I couldn't. I can't be the father figure that these hoes daddy couldn't. Bro, let me whip their ass real fast. Sick and tired of these motherfuckers trying to stop me from shining. Yeah. 5 B's, nigga. 5 B's. These fuck niggas got me pissed off and mad, but I called it a blaze. Please, Lord, move these motherfucking haters out of my way.
Their disrespect closed a door that their apology can never reopen.
My man asked me for 5 bands, 10 bands right now.
10, 11, 30, 40, 50. You got it, baby. Whatever you need. Whatever
And y'all
you
always
need.
be asking to talk about some fucking 50-50. Bitch, if my man need me to go 50-50 with him, I got you, baby.
That, oh my God.
I said this on my life. I swear to God.
People
I would do
literally,
all this. If you in love with somebody and they need you to go 50-50 with them, 75-50, whatever the fuck it is, not 75-50, 75-25, all that.
Even sometimes if you gotta
it.
step in and do you gotta do 90, they gotta do 10. That's what we're asking. Well, that's how I ain't gonna lie. With me and Kaya, that's how we was raised. You have to take care of the household. It's not even about the men, it's about the household. It's about the household. So whatever your household need, you take care of it.
The real question is, are you doing the inner work? Are you healing your trauma? Are you learning who you are? Are you releasing and unlearning toxic patterns and behaviors? Are you loving yourself? Are you letting go of fear? Are you letting go of ego and focusing on being compassionate towards others?
God is in my body, man. I'm moving with God. I'm God's child. I'm God's son. I'm doing God's work, and whoever don't like it, fuck you.
I'm making myself a promise to forgive myself for past mistakes and failures, a promise to forget what's behind me and start appreciating the things that's in front of me.
People with abandonment issues often force people to rescue them as a test. They're really seeing if they're going to stay. So when they get rescued, they feel loved and reassured, but that love and reassurance makes them feel vulnerable, which then triggers their fear of being abandoned all over again. It's like you have a victim in the ocean who gets rescued by the Coast Guard helicopter. As soon as they're safe and you wrap them in a warm blanket, they jump out of the helicopter to be rescued again. And no matter how many times they're rescued, it won't be enough, because the problem is not that they need more reassurance. The problem is that love scares them to death, and they will do almost anything to push love away, even though it's the very thing they want the most. The only way to end the cycle is to deal with the root fear of being abandoned.
7 signs of abandonment issues. Number 1, stage 5 clinger. You feel like no one ever tries as hard as you do. You'll attach way too soon, think way too much, and take everything way too personally. Number 2, you reject people before they can reject you. Number 3, using cheating as an insurance policy. Whether it's emotional or physical cheating, you'll take out an insurance policy on pain and try to outsmart abandonment through infidelity. Number 4, the fear of being cheated on. You're paranoid that your partner is cheating on you. And in friendships, you want to be the number 1 best friend and are always worried that someone is going to take your place. Number 5, codependency. Number 6, extreme jealousy and private investigator behavior. Your fear of abandonment is outweighing trust of your instinct and your partner. You feel the need to control your partner and always want to question what they're doing and who they're talking to. Number 7, you expect perfection. You bend so much for everyone else, you have unrealistic expectations for your partner.
Your mother was unavailable to you. As a result of your mother being unavailable, because she was stuck in her own pain, her own trauma, and her own selfishness, you as a little boy felt neglected and abandoned. Any time in any meaningful relationship now as an adult where you feel even a sense of neglect or abandonment, or someone has a big energy, your coping strategy as a young boy is to either shut down or to become a bigger energy. And the issue with that is that you've got one wounded child interacting with another wounded child, but it looks like two adults that are interacting, but you're both living from your adaptive wounded inner child. And in that moment, what I want you to do is not only get curious and compassionate through active listening and asking questions to the person that's quote unquote activating you, but ideally you're actually nurturing in real time that little boy within, or that part of your psyche that feels neglected and feels not wanted and feels not enough. And so it's basically a lot of what we shared earlier around slowing down your breath, regulating your body, asking that part what it needs in this moment. Coming from that place, you may need to create space from that interaction in that moment, or you may need to lean in a little more, but leaning in healthy ways, not projecting, not directing anger and aggression towards that person, but maybe later having to move and animate that energy in a particular way through an anger burn or whatever it looks like, but ultimately looking after yourself in new ways that you haven't before. What are you hearing me say?
Tough pill from a licensed therapist. Have you considered that maybe you continue to have a fear of abandonment because you consistently abandon yourself in order to convince emotionally unavailable people that you're worthy of not being abandoned? Listen to that again.
How do you heal the wounds of abandonment trauma? At the heart of this is we have to learn to meet our own core emotional needs ourselves. The thing that makes us so vulnerable as children is we are dependent upon our caregivers to meet our needs for us. One of the gifts of being an adult is we can learn to meet those needs for ourselves. And so if we have the wound of abandonment trauma, by really learning to be present to ourselves, to allow our feelings and emotions, and to meet those feelings and emotions from a loving and patient place, we can actively work to heal those wounds.
Join our promotional services for our Too Raw to Deny Spotify playlist. You may get organic streams, organic followers, and also a flyer for your promotion. For only $35 per month, you can grow organically. So contact us now at 334-207-2530. Our services are too raw to deny.
If you have an anxious attachment style and you have an abandonment wound, here is a simple perspective shift that can help you to heal. I said this to my clients yesterday and it really landed for them. I said to them, to heal the abandonment wound, you must first stop abandoning yourself. What most people do, whenever there's a trigger that comes up and an abandonment wound starts to emerge, they numb their emotions, they avoid their emotions, and most people think that behind their pain there is this big scary monster that they're not going to be able to handle. However, if we were to open up the door to our pain, inside we'll find in a dark room a little boy or a little girl crying out to be seen, crying out to be heard, crying out to be held. That is your inner child. That is little you yearning for love. And anytime that you numb or avoid and you turn away from that emotion, what you're really doing is abandoning that part of you. You're abandoning your inner child. So anytime that trigger, that emotion starts to emerge, instead of turning away from little you, start to turn towards little you. And remember, to heal the abandonment wound, you must first stop abandoning yourself. And yourself is the little you that exists within you.